That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my tone. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here from the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, you know what, I'm coming to you live from that ice skate. Shout out to our sponsors, T Properties, quality housing for quality. Shout out to our sponsors, T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And Party Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. I don't know, you need your grass cut, you need a paver patio, you need anything. I mean, anything. Maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer. Maybe you want to buy some mulch, some gravel. Think Party Lawn and Landscaping. And, of course, Meyer Window Doors and more. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. Meyer Window Doors and more. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Cincinnati Lager House. Go on down there to the banks. Get you some delicious Lager House beer, some delicious Lager House food. And, of course, tell all my sponsors you heard about them from Sports with Strawberry Ice. That's right. Of course, always a great shout out to all my sponsors, Pride Lawn and Landscaping, T Properties, the Lager House of Cincinnati, and of course, Meyer Window Doors and more. Did you guys hear the news? He's back. Joe Flacco has resigned with the Cincinnati Bengals. It happened about, 5 minutes ago. I think I heard about it. So everybody who's worried about, we got to get Joe Flacco back. He's back. So now we just need to get a linebacker. Linebacker would be nice. Did you guys hear? The Bengals actually made it to the Bearcats Pro Day today. I think they go check out their nice new, brand new facility, which was the first time they've actually had a Pro Day at Cincinnati in their new facility. The last couple of years, they've had to do it down in Texas with the whole Big 12 Pro Day for all the schools who, I guess, don't have facilities to do that. Well, now the University of Cincinnati is big time now, at least in football. Hopefully, Satterfield we'll put together a better football program for us this coming fall, and we won't crash and burn like we've done the last 2 years. Or the same thing that happened to Wes Miller will happen to him. Speaking of that, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and it is open to the public, the Bearcats will officially announce Jared Calhoun as the newest University of Cincinnati Bearcats head coach. I am planning on being there. No, I will not be part of the media, but it's open to the public, so they can't keep me out. So I will be there and check it out. I'll have some, maybe I'll do a live stream from there. Maybe I'll do some clips. Either way, it's going to be exciting news. I am excited about this. I mean, Mick Cronin's giving Jared Calhoun a thumbs up. Terry Nelson has, Corey Blood has, like everybody has. It is a slam dunk hire that I think everybody saw coming from a mile away. He's a University of Cincinnati graduate. I think he's been working toward this job. His wife is actually from West Virginia, so they're closer to her side of the family. So this is a win-win opportunity for the Cincinnati Bearcats. I think he's going to bring the tenacious defense that we've always had. Even Wes Miller, I'll give. They had tenacious defense. They had a very, 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 very inconsistent offense. And if you guys got to watch any of Utah State's offensive games this year, or any of their offense at all, they were very, very offense efficient. So I expect it to be a lot more even on offense. And like I said yesterday, if you can compete in the Big 12, be the top 5 consistently, you're going to go to the NCAA tournament and you're going to compete in the NCAA tournament because you're in the top 5 of the Big 12. So we'll see what happens. We are on the Reds opening day eve, but we're actually on the eve of the Reds Community Fund dinner tomorrow night at the Montgomery Inn Boathouse. I will be there tomorrow night doing a live show. It's going to be one of the longest shows I do all year. So hang with me. Marty Bramman is going to be on because he's on last year, so I don't know why he wouldn't come on this year. We're going to get some more Reds broadcasters, hopefully some former Reds on the show too. The man who set this all up is an awesome dude. He's actually got his own podcast called, I think it's called We Love Our Team. I think that's what it's called. But he is none other than Randy Freaking. Randy, what's going on, my man?
Hey, not too much, Jeff. Great to be on. I'm very excited about the Bearcats. You got to love it. I just left the crosstown shootout between Xavier and UC. UC was up 2-0 when I left there in the 6th inning, so fired up about that. Fired up about the new coach. I think UC is rocking and rolling.
Exactly. I'm ready. Plus, I will be seeing my new shirt. I'll be giving away to at the Reds opening day parade, courtesy of Cincy shirts. I got about 6 of them here. I'll be giving those away, and I'm trying to bring up the picture here, right there. If you guys are interested in buying the shirt, I think Cincy Shirts said they're going to get it up on the website now too. So if you guys are interested in buying this shirt that I'm wearing, or you want some free ones, come on down to the Logger House tomorrow, or not tomorrow, opening day, and I'll be giving some of those away. But we are going to discuss some Reds here. But Randy, you and me, we love the Reds. We know about the Reds. But there is a guy that I got coming on here next that covers them and talks about them every single day. Day in, day out, day after day, and he loves it. He's none other than Locked On Reds, Jeff Carr. What's going on, Jeff?
I can taste the hot dogs and I can smell the ballpark, man. We're almost here.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I am fired up and ready to go. All right, Randy, we're quick here. Let's kick this thing off here. People are interested in going to this event tomorrow night. Explain a little bit about what the event entails, what it benefits, and how can they go about getting tickets.
Okay, Jeff. Hey, thank you very much. It's the 14th annual Opening Day Eve party. It's the night before opening day. It's at the Montgomery Inn Boathouse. The website is www.openingdayeve.com. So pretty simple for people to remember, www.openingdayeve.com. All proceeds benefit my favorite charity in town, which is the Reds Community Fund, which does such great educational programs for kids. You know, people think about the ball fields around town, but that's like a smidgen of what they do. And they don't blow their horn enough. It's such an outstanding outfit. I've been involved for 10 or 11 years. I'm impressed all the time. Ticket sales are going fast. We anticipate a sellout sometime tomorrow morning. We've sold out of tables. You mentioned the dinner. It's a party. It's the best party of the year. You can get in for as low as $49. Food and drink included. Great time. We're going to have Bronson Arroyo as our VIP tomorrow night, and he's also going to play some music.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the Matt Waters, who's a great singer-songwriter locally, the Jim Leslie Trio. We've got the Rockdale Peaches from 1942 are going to do some dance fusion tomorrow night.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
And we've got even older group. That's the 1869 Red Stockings. All the mascots will be there. A lot of Reds personalities, former players, broadcasters. As you mentioned, Marty will be there. Andy Mack will be there. Joe Sunderman will be there. Just a cast of luminaries. And the place is going to be rocking and rolling with fireworks at 9 p.m. by Rozzy Fireworks, presented by packaging company BGR. The title sponsor is Modern Office Methods. A big shout out to them. They've been great supporters to the Reds Community Fund over the years.
Awesome. It's going to be a great time. Bronson, I expect him to come on the podcast. I reached out to him today, and of course he's busy. He hasn't got back to me, but I'm sure I'm going to get him on there. I can't wait to do my annual interview with Marty and Amanda Brenneman. That was the highlight of my podcasting career last year, getting to interview Marty Brenneman. So it was pretty freaking cool. Jeff, it's an awesome time there. What are you most excited about, or what are we looking forward to the most at opening day here? You know, the crowd, the food, the wind, the weather. What do you got? The parade. Well, there's so many things. What's your favorite thing you're looking forward to tomorrow, or 2 days from now?
Getting back to the ballpark is just so keen that day. It feels like everything starts over. You're not worried about projections. You're not worried about this or that or the other. It's day one. So everything gets going that day, and everybody's got the same record, and they're the same spot in the standings. So you feel as though the possibilities are endless. And I know that we're dealing with an injury to Hunter Green, and he's going to be out till July, but I still feel really good about the guys behind him in that rotation. And I feel like this lineup's better. I know that Matt McClain looks a lot better than he was last year, and I think that is going to translate. Is he going to hit 500 this year? Probably not. But
wait, you're not taking a hot take there. Your hot take, Matt McClain,
that he's gonna
set MLB record.
Teddy baseball. You know, I think he's safe. But
screw 301. We're going 500 with Matt McClain.
When it comes to what I've seen from him, I think it's going to translate. And so I'm happy about that. But, man, I'm excited for the roar that we're going to hear whenever Eugenio Suarez's name is going to get announced in that starting lineup. That's going to be so awesome.
Hell yeah. All right, Randy, what's the thing you're looking forward to most opening day for the Reds?
Oh, I tell you what, there are so many things, Jeff. I mean, I love the Findlay Market Parade. You know, what I say about opening day is that it's all about family and friends and who you're with. You know, it's a holiday in Cincinnati. I think it ranks right up there with Christmas Day, New Year's Day. I just think it's such a special day in Cincinnati. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of people downtown. You know, a great block party for the Reds Community Fund. It's just such a tremendous day. You know, I'm hoping for a Reds win, but, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's one of 162. It's just such a great day. It looks like we're going to have great weather. You know, there's a little bit of rain in the forecast, but it looks like it's in the morning and in the evening. I just think it might be the best opening day ever because we're going to have great weather. We've got a lot of hope. We got Eugenio Suarez, of course, but we got Sal Stewart, Matt McClain. You know, there's a lot of hope, and there's going to be so many people down there. It's going to be so much fun. And, you know, in a town like Cincinnati, we need something like this once a year. We deserve it. And God, I've got butterflies, Jeff. I mean, they started this morning, and I'll tell you, my stomach is just like going crazy. You know, it starts with the party tomorrow night, and the party is fantastic, and I hope people can come. There's a grand raffle that includes 4 opening day tickets. And I'll tell you a little secret.
What do you got?
A lot of people don't buy raffle tickets. It's not like buying a lottery tickets and you think, not much of a chance to win. We've sold less than 100. So, you know, you buy 5, you've got a 5 and 100 chance.
I might be getting in on a raffle tomorrow night because I don't have tickets for every day yet.
I mean, right now we've only sold 76, and you know they're $25 a piece.
So you're telling me there's a chance, Randy. There's a chance I can win Reds opening day tickets. Is what you're telling me.
There is a chance, and you know. You say you're not part of media. I think you're part of media. You should be in on that conference. You should be asking questions tomorrow, Jeff.
Hey, you got to tell the big wigs in charge of the Reds and the Bengals and Bearcats to give me some credentials. I don't have that kind of swag yet, but I'm working on it. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, you need credentials. You are one of the most highly credentialed individuals I know.
Which means I have no credentials at all. All right, let's get to some questions here. Ronnie here says, yo, Ice Jeff, is tonight's lineup, the opening day lineup, looks like it to me. I think it is because he talked about having South Stewart hitting 4th and Gino hitting 5th. And that's what he's had yesterday and today. Jeff, what do you got?
Well, the key difference here is Will Benson started today. He's not going to start against a lefty, and Garrett Crochet's a lefty.
I missed that part.
So he will not be in the lineup. I saw some thinking maybe TJ Friedel would play left, and then Spencer Steer would play right, and then Dane Myers would play in center and get him in against the lefty. Mm-hmm. I still think we're going to see Noelvi Marte.
That's what I said. I said because sorry, I mean Austin from 5030 ESPN put that out there last night. I was like, you don't have Marte, and everybody's like, oh no, he doesn't bat against left-handed. I'm like, well, he has before. Like when did he become a platoon player? Did I miss something?
I think there's 2 spring training things to kind of chalk up as spring training storylines that we had fun talking about, but maybe earmark it for later on in the season. I don't think it's going to happen on opening day. Noelvi Marte is going to play early on, and I think that Sal Stewart will earn his spot as the cleanup man. I don't know that he starts there. I think it's going to be the 1 through 4 is going to be TJ, McClain, Ellie, and Gino. And then I think that Sal Stewart's going to be number 5, and he's got a shot to earn that number 4 spot. I think that the sky's the limit with him, but I also don't know that Tito needs to put him in that spot and put all that pressure on him the very first game of the year after having 1 month of Major League service time under his belt.
Yeah, but he's got Gino hitting behind him. He's got Ellie hitting in front of him. So how much pressure really is there? I mean, and one thing, somebody brought this up, it breaks up the strikeouts between Ellie and Gino with him in there. So I don't know. I could see an opening day. If it isn't, I'm not going to, whatever. It's not going to be that big of a deal either way. Randy, what's your thoughts on about the lineup here for opening day?
You know, I think there's a lot to be said about not putting extra pressure on Sal Stewart on Thursday. It's just natural pressure whenever you bat cleanup. They're all major leaguers, but there is pressure being in the cleanup spot. So maybe Tito will back off from that. I do love Noelvi Marte. I mean, I think he might be, he's right up there with McClain as a key to this season. He made that great defensive play that arguably saved the season last year.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see if he's going to patrol center field rather than Friedel.
Yeah, me and Jeff have talked about that. We have talked about that on the show before.
So, the big question with the Reds, of course, it's almost like every year. It's the health of the pitching staff. We've seen Hunter go down. I think they're going to be okay with that. But, we got to hope that Lodolo comes back. We got to hope that Brady Singer doesn't have a continuing problem with his blister. So the bullpen looks better. But, that's all on paper. And we start on Thursday afternoon at 4:10.
Exactly.
Right.
One thing me and Jeff were talking about on the phone I think it was you and me having this conversation, Jeff. Gotta talk to so many different people. With Hunter Green being out and Lodolo, we don't know if he's going to miss a start or not. But this isn't anything new with this team. I mean, they are designed for this. This is why you don't trade Brady Singer in the offseason. This is why you keep Rhett Lauder and Chase Burns and all these guys. It's depth, and we knew this was going to happen because it's happened every year. So I'm not that worried about it. I mean, because they plan for this, right?
Well, I think there's so much that people are worrying about in a vacuum because we have been conditioned to worry about things with this team at different times throughout our lives. But when it comes to Brandon Williamson and Rhett Lauder and Chase Burns, and even to a much smaller extent, Chase Petty, I feel like those guys are being undersold whenever we start worrying too much about the injuries to the other guys. I mean, Nick Lodolo could easily be an ace for this staff as long as he stays healthy. And I think that the most recent report that I saw is he threw a bullpen session today, and they're still not sure. He might begin the year on the IL, but they're thinking that he might miss 1 or 2 starts. I don't think it's going to be that thing that he dealt with last August where he missed 23 days. Yeah. And so I think that they caught it at the right time. Brady Singer looks like he's going to make his first start of the season on Sunday. Maybe that gets moved up if Nick Lodolo is not able to go, but they're still pretty happy with where his health is. And so I think you can really rely on those guys that are coming back from injury. It's going to be a lot to thrust on them very quickly. We were kind of hoping that they could kind of, have a nice little runway getting into this season after coming back off of, missed seasons when it comes to both Lauder and Williamson to different extents. But they've both looked pretty good this spring, and they seem to be ready to go to shoulder the load in the rotation.
Yeah, exactly. I hit my microphone and it muted it there. I do want to talk about one key thing that we talked about a little bit here. How big of an impact Matt McLain can have on this offense. And I think not that people are shortchanging it, but I don't know if everybody really realizes. To me, I think he's the key to this whole thing, because not only because of his bat, but his leadership. Because to me, he's the leader of that team. The last couple of years when he's gotten hurt or hasn't been able to play up to his potential, I think the team itself has suffered because of his leadership on that team, on and off the field. And I'm not talking about the production. The production helps, and I think he's going to have a great year. But am I crazy in that, Randy? Do you think Matt McLain is a big key to this whole thing?
I do, Jeff. I agree with you. And it's not like he has to bat 350. He batted, I think, 220 last year, a ton of strikeouts. If he bats 275, has a little bit of power. And, I don't think Tito's going to give him as much rope this year. Sal Stewart can play second base. They can slide a Gold Glove defensive first baseman, Spencer Steer, the first base. And so I think if McLain looks like the McLain of 2025, and we're in early May, I think you might see Sal Stewart on second base. I'm hoping that's not the case. I love Matt McLain. I think he's a stud. He's one of those gamers, you know what I mean? And just to look at him, you just know in your gut he's going to be better. A shoulder injury lingers. And it's sort of like the injury to Ellie last year. It was very much unreported. But I think those two guys suffered from injuries. And we've seen Ellie be better this spring. So you can't look at that offense. Again, it goes back to health. Like the pitching staff, if they can stay healthy, I think watch out. Now, the rest of the division is, better. They're better in Pittsburgh. Maybe not in Milwaukee, but they are in Chicago.
But it's still Milwaukee. We can't beat them for some reason. So I'm not throwing in any gasoline at Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee sucks, though. But go ahead.
Well, I agree. They even last night, you're just like, come on, an exhibition game.
We got ass kicked. Like, what the heck?
Down 1-0 again today.
Oh, God. We're just getting it all out the way. I guess we're just getting it all out the way. I called Graham Ashcraft. I left him a message, and I said a few expletives about the Brewers and said, let's go kick their ass. So I'll try to fire him up for the season here. So go ahead there, Jeff. Your thoughts on Matt McLain?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he has changed his approach at the plate this spring, where he's able to stand back a little bit in the box and really lay into that breaking ball low and away. It just seemed to dive underneath his bat last year. Now he's poking that into right field for an oppo single, and you can get the lineup continuing to move, and he's on base, because I think we forget how much chaos he can cause on the base paths. We know what Ellie can do. We know what TJ Friedel can do. Matt McLain's got his own brand of chaos that he can cause too. It's just he wasn't on base as much last year to show it. I really think that he can be a lot closer to his career averages, because even with last year, his career averages, he's still around 260, still getting on base almost 34% of the time. I don't think that that's far off to expect different things like that from him. Maybe slugging close to 450. I think 500, what he was slugging in 2023, that is a big ask, because that just doesn't seem like who he is. He's just an all-around hitter. He's not a huge slugger. The extra base stuff is going to come, but I don't necessarily expect it to be the leading edge of his game. The leading edge of his game is just going to be good, solid at-bats every single time that he's at the plate. And the Reds really, I mean, it was clear how much they missed him. You mentioned if he was ever out of the lineup, but like the fact that he didn't have the year that everyone hoped for in 2025, it hurt the number 2 spot in the lineup to the point that there was only one team in baseball that got less production out of the number 2 hitter than the Reds did last year. I think that's going to be so much better this year, and we're going to see the top of the lineup really be the catalyst for a lot more wins than what they were last season.
Yeah, and the thing he brings back too is he's the grinder, because he grinds at bats out, and that is contagious. And I just remember when he came up and Ellie came up and all these guys came up, it seemed like they were really good at grinding out at bats. We've kind of gotten away from that because Matt hasn't been Matt, So I think him, like I said, I think he's the leader of this team. I think him coming back to and showing guys how, or reminding guys, however it is, to grind at bats out and talking to, because players talk about the pitchers and everything else. Him talking, this is what I'm seeing, blah blah blah. I think that'll help get the Reds back to that grinding at bat better than they've done in the last couple of years. Does that make sense what I'm saying there, Jeff?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like all up and down this lineup, and Sal Stewart's another one because all throughout his minor league career, he was a low strikeout guy, decent walk rate, but a lot of contact. He just makes contact, puts the ball in play, and he's got more power than we've seen different guys come up through the system. So ultimately, there's a really good shot here that this lineup can average, more than 4.5 runs a game. And I kind of have that number earmarked. I had it marked the last year, and they finished just underneath of it. And that's kind of why they finished with 83 wins. I think if they are at 4.5 or maybe above 4.5 by just a smidge, we could be seeing 85, 90 wins. And then you really are talking seriously about that division championship. That honestly, that should be the goal every single year, but it feels like that's the goal this year.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say about the average runs we scored last year, I take that with a grain of salt because, they did average that. But how many times do they score 15 runs and then they go 3 games in a row, we're scoring 1 or 2? I wanted to, if they could actually average 4 runs a game, like closer to that, and I don't know how you figure that out, but to get close to be more consistent of an offense. If they can accomplish that this year, we can win 90 games. I truly believe that. I think these guys, because they were in every game, we just couldn't hit last year. I don't know what you guys, Randy, I was pulling my hair out, getting frustrated with just get a hit, get on base. And then we couldn't get that one hit to get the guys over. And then the next game we'd hit, 15 runs in. I'm like, well, save some for the next day. If they get more consistent this year, I think they have a good shot at 80, 90 wins. What do you think, Randy?
Jeff, last year, when they scored 4 or more runs in a single game, their record was like 75-25.
Right.
It was crazy. They just couldn't. They just were very inconsistent. Yep. And it just points to the injuries of these guys. And I think they'll be much more consistent. I think Eugenio is going to be a great clubhouse influence. Apparently, he's already really tight with Ellie. And I think with a good clubhouse guy like that, like Scott Rowland was, I think we're going to cut down on the inconsistency.
Yeah, that's a great comparison because I said that all offseason. This team needs a guy like Scott Rowland. Scott Rowland helped the young Joey Votto, helped the young Jay Bruce and these guys, show them how to win on a consistent basis, to win the NL Central. We didn't win any playoff series, but we at least got there. So Gino knows how to win. He just won the World Baseball Classic, and he had a big part in the whole thing. So he knows he's been there, done that as far as that goes. So I think he's another one that a guy that they brought. Well, not Matty they didn't bring in, but Gino they brought back in is another guy in this clubhouse that's going to help them mature more and hopefully be more consistent. That's the biggest thing to me is they just got to be, if they can be consistently good, I don't want to be consistently bad. They're consistently good in offense. We're going to win a lot more games. Now, one thing, Randy, you brought up, Jeff kind of touched on this a couple of podcasts ago when he was on, but Novi Marte and the chances of him potentially spilling TJ Friedel in center field sometime, because I do think Tito really would like to get TJ out of center field on a consistent basis just because the wear and tear on his body. I'll throw it to both of you here. What do you think the chances are if Novi is consistently hitting by, the end of the year this year, that Novi is our center fielder and TJ Friedl is in left or right. Yeah, Jeff, you go first.
I'm not certain, to be honest with you, because I think it depends on TJ's health.
Right.
They've really done a good job, and one of the other key additions that I think is going to pay dividends for them in the long run has been Dane Myers in the trade that they made with the Miami Marlins. TJ's not going to have to play 162 ball games, although he would want to. And, you ask anybody on this team, they would say, yeah, I'm going to play 162. But he plays a brand of baseball that reminds me of like if Dwayne Wade played baseball. Like Dwayne Wade would run through the court to get to the ball. Yep. And he'd be making sure that he's getting that rebound. He's going to make the bucket. He's going to cut through the defense. That's exactly what TJ Friedl, like if TJ Friedl could run through the wall to save a home run, I'm pretty sure he would try to do that.
I think he's tried a couple times.
I think so. And I think they're going to tell him, TJ, that ain't plywood, man. Like you gotta stay away from that thing.
Right.
And because of that, the Reds are able to kind of game plan and strategize with Dane Myers, not only just the lefty bit, because TJ Friedl up until last year had reverse splits for a left-handed hitter. Last year, everything sort of came back down to earth. He hit righties well, didn't hit lefties so much. Dane Myers crushes lefties. So they're going to be able to tell TJ that, like, okay, you either play left field, you play DH, or you sit the bench whenever a lefty's on the mound. Dane Myers is going to be our center fielder when lefties are pitching against us. And then there's an opportunity that if Noelvi Marte can just lock down right field, then you can really put together a solid outfield between TJ Friedl and Dane Myers in center and Noelvi Marte in right field. So I kind of like the idea in theory of Noelvi Marte moving to center field, but I'd rather him lock down right field so we know we got two spots taken up and are good to go, and then left field can kind of work itself out.
Right. Randy, what's your thoughts?
Well, you know what? I think what we haven't mentioned is the value of Tito in his second season. So, in Tito we trust. If he thinks Noelvi can play more in center, God bless him. But it speaks to the depth. There's more outfield depth. Last year, sure, Austin Hayes was good when he was playing, but he didn't play very often. And we suffered from depth. If somebody goes down this year, we got Dane Myers. So I think the depth is just there. You've always got Willie Benson off the bench, and
he'd be bad. That's my boy.
He's always intriguing. If he can get back to where he was 2 or 3 years ago, oh my gosh, sky's the limit.
Exactly. Now, what's your guys' thoughts? We touched a little about Salbert, which I love that nickname, Sal Stewart. Dude, I think he's definitely got a chance at winning Rookie of the Year, but I think there's a guy, I can't remember what team. There's another guy out there that they're already projecting as the Rookie of the Year. But what's your guys' thoughts on Sal having his first full Major League Baseball season at first base, which he hasn't played that much. I mean, he's worked at it, but it's gonna be his first time full-time first baseman here. What's your thoughts on Salbert? Okay, Jeff.
They're saying all the right things. Like he's gotten the scooping down, which was something that I thought, like, I really appreciated Spencer Steer's defense at first base. The one thing,
great.
if I had anything that I was like, I wish Spencer was a little bit better at scooping. I like what I've seen from Sal Stewart here early on in spring training. Want to see more of that, obviously, but he's athletic enough coming up as a third baseman and playing some time at second base in the minor leagues to really get to any ball that's going to be hit in the area of first base, as long as he's in the right position for it. So I'm thinking that defensively, he's going to be fine. I don't necessarily know that it's going to be Gold Glove worthy, but I think it's going to be undetrimental to his Rookie of the Year candidacy. But you're right. Like, it's between Sal, JJ Weatherholt from St. Louis, who made the opening day roster, and then the pitcher with the Mets, Nolan McLean.
Yeah, I'll take the guy from St. Louis. That's
he's
right.
up there as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got Connor Griffin in Pittsburgh that everybody's in love with, but I don't know when he's going to be up because it seems like Pittsburgh's gonna stretch that out a little bit.
They don't want that clock to start too soon.
Yeah, they already spent a lot of money. I don't want to spend more.
That's true. That's true. I don't want to get into it. All right, Randy, what's your thoughts on Salbert?
Well, on Salbert, I think it's impressive how much he must have worked out during the off season. He's lost 40 or 50 pounds and he is buffed, so he obviously took his offseason more seriously. I don't know how he did in previous years, but he just seems like a different physique this year. And so I'm looking, I think his hitting's going to improve by that. It's amazing that we take a gold glove first baseman and put him out in left field,
Right.
and that speaks to Spencer Steer's versatility. And I like that in the entire club.
Mhm.
You got Sal Stewart. Okay, he'll play first base. Maybe he'll play second base.
Mhm.
You've got Steer. He can play first base. He can play left field. He could probably play second base, shortstop. He's a stud. I think the weakness might be behind the plate. Trevino had a great first 2 months last year, but then I think it just wore him out a little bit.
Played too much. He played too
So
much.
that's probably my disappointment. I would have liked to see an upgraded catching position, but maybe Steve will show us that we're all wrong.
I don't know. I'm like, this is kind of a put up or shut up year for Tyler Stevenson. I mean,
It's his last year here. I don't expect there to be another one.
No, and I like he's been. I mean, I hate to say he's been kind of disappointing. He's never been the offensive catcher that I thought he was supposed to be. He's been okay, but not the big power guy that we all thought he would. I know he had the injury a couple years ago, and then they tried to move him to first base, and that was a disaster. And his defense has gotten better. I mean, especially his what do they call where he tried to steal pitches. I can't think of the word of it right now. But he's gotten better. Yeah, framing. Thank you. His pitch framing. He's gotten better, but he's never been what we thought he would be. So yeah, I've been kind of. I hope we have a big year for him. But like you said, even if they do, I don't think they're going to keep him because we do have a pretty good guy down in the minors there, don't we, Jeff?
He's got a few years away, but Alfredo Duno's looking every bit the part of a catcher that can play in the middle of the lineup. He could be an asset for this team here coming up very soon. But you're right. Like, I kind of feel like Ty Steve is a dude that we just constantly think we're going to see more from. And this is going to be the last year for him. This is his final year of arbitration. All reports are there's been overtures for contract negotiations. He has liked them so little that he has not offered his own counter to what the team has offered. So I don't know that we're going to see any more from him. And that to me is intriguing because I don't think Duno is going to be ready next year. He's still very young, and I think he might be able to make it to Double-A this season. I don't know that he makes it all the way to Louisville because of the way that catchers develop in the minor leagues, that they move a lot slower than most other positions do because there's a lot more going on for them.
He could catch fire. You never know, but I do agree with that. I mean, they do. He could. It's a long shot for sure.
But I also think that is an intriguing position to watch as we move through this year, looking at next year and what could be. But kind of wanted to say to Randy's point too about Spencer Steer. Like, I love there was a interview that Tito, it was one of the spring training interviews where he had the headset on talking to the guys in the booth, and they were talking about Spencer Steer, and he's like, I've literally had to set him down and ask him if he's serious because I will tell him to do something and he will do it and he will not complain. And it is the weirdest thing that I've seen in a ball player because even the best teammates would be like, oh boy, yeah, I guess so. Like, I tell Steer to go here and he's like, let's go. And he's like, I've had to set him down and be like, are you for real? Like,
are you okay?
You're not mad. You're not mad? And he's like, no, I'm not mad. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
South Stewart's the reason we don't need a backup infielder. I mean, honestly, just to Randy's point, you got South Stewart to play left field, third base, second base, first base. You got Sauber who can play first and second. Matt McLean can play second and short. So that gives us stability where we can have we can keep a guy, we can keep a backup first baseman.
The bench is so different from what it's been the last couple of years. The bench these last couple of years has been full of utility fielders, guys who can play different positions.
We got bats.
Don't love them hitting. Now we have bats. And I mean, obviously Will Benson and Dane Myers can play some good defensive outfield, and Jose Trevino is a defense first catcher, but Nate Lowe, man, he is here to get on base and hit line drives the other way. Like, that is his MO, and I'm so excited that he's on this. I can't believe, like, Nick Krall's just living right, man. The way that he was able to get that dude on a minor league deal, that's awesome. He's going to be an asset for them this year.
Yeah, I was talking to the guy at Cincy Shirts today because I went and picked up my shirts here, which, by the way, you guys can buy them at Cincy Shirts if you want to. But we were talking about that exact thing, and he was surprised that Lowe made it. And I'm like, not really. I said, he asked me, I was surprised. I said, no, because we don't need a backup infielder. Like, if we needed one, no, he wouldn't have made it. But we don't, because we have so many guys who can play multiple positions, and they can play them fine. You're not losing much of anything there. So, I mean, that is a unique situation that the Reds are in. Like I said, Dick Krall, God, shine light on him this offseason and hooked him up. And Gino took, I think Gino took less money to come here. So that happened. He got Gino. He's got Lowe. We got a pretty damn good team as long as they stay healthy here. One other, we've been on for 40 minutes here so far, and we haven't even talked about the most electrifying man in all of baseball. That is Elly De La Cruz. And guys, he's hopefully, knock on wood here, not going to play a half a season on one leg. I think he, with Gino here hitting behind him or two batters behind him, he's got people hitting behind him that they're not going to want to pitch around Elly. Elly's going to get baseballs to hit this year. I think Elly has got a shot ahead. This team needs it, but I might play some money on him having a shot at winning the MVP this year. Am I crazy? Randy, go for it.
I don't think you're crazy. He's looking better in spring. He's hitting he's hitting right-handed better. It seems like he's cutting down on his strikeouts. You mentioned his injury. Nobody really knew he had that quad injury for weeks, I think for months last year. Mm-hmm. And he still played a full season.
He played every game.
and you just got to love a guy who doesn't whine about it. He went out there every day, day in and day out. McLean did the same thing. Mm-hmm. It might have something to do with Tito. I heard a story, maybe Jeff can confirm this. Ty Stevenson was told someone that last year under Tito Francona was the first time he felt like he was being treated as a professional. And I thought that was damning on, to the previous manager, perhaps.
David Bell, we're talking about you.
Good.
So I think you're right. I think Elly's got a shot at MVP season. If he can get back to stealing, 50, 70, 80 bags? I mean, there's a reason why they weren't, quote, more aggressive last year. Well, your main base stealer couldn't run.
Yeah, well, and Matt McLean, who people forget how fast he is, couldn't get on base. So two of your best base runners could, one was hurt, the other one wasn't hitting very good.
It's hard to steal first base,
It is. Ask Deion Sanders. It's really hard to steal first base.
Unless you're playing for the Savannah Bananas, I guess.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
No, but to your point, Randy, I mean, he cut down 30 stolen bases year over year. Like, obviously, when the Reds are down stolen bases, you look at the reasons why. Well, when one guy is down 30, that's going to be a big dent in that total. And I think we'll see him back. 67 was what he had in 2024. I wouldn't expect anything less of him this year because dude looks buff too. Like we talk about, South Stewart really worked out in the offseason. That photo that they had of Elly in workouts before games even began, and he was like throwing, and you saw like his glove arm was just like, wait, where's the Thor's hammer at? Like it feels like he put that down to throw the baseball somewhere. Like dude looks like he is ready to go. And he has done something that I think we kind of underrate. Like his 3 years in the big leagues, he has cut his strikeout rate every single year. It went from 33% in 2023 to 31% in 2024, down to 25% last year. And I think that if he just does it a little bit more, doesn't have to go away. Obviously, everybody's going to strike out some, but if he can just cut like one more percentage point off of that, talk about a dude that's going to hit like almost 280 because he hit 264 last year. That was his best batting average that he's had. And I think that we'll see a lot more power too now that he's hitting with two legs instead of one. And he is just going to go off in a big way. And I think that there's so much about him, so much about McLean, the unknowns with South Stewart, and the ups and downs of Noelvi Marte, that when people look at this ball club and try to project them, that's why you're seeing all these things that like ESPN is projecting them to win 78 ball games. And I think Fangraphs had them at 77 ball games. And I'm like, you guys are missing the boat with this team. They're going to be so much better than that.
Yeah, I agree with that there. And Ellie, like I said, I think the first 2 weeks of spring training, I don't think he wore a shirt with sleeves on it. he was just
I wouldn't either if I looked like that.
Heck no, I go sleeveless down here, and trust me, I do not anywhere close to the physique that Ellie does. But yeah, dude, honestly, and I'm glad you brought that point up about how he has cut his strikeouts down, because people constantly or stuff I put on Twitter or Facebook or whatever about Ellie. Oh, he's got to stop striking out. So he has. I mean, he has gotten better year after year after year of that. And to that point, if he's got a healthy Matt McLean batting in front of him and a productive Sal Stewart or a productive Gino Suarez hitting behind him, that's just going to help him even more. I mean, so you're not going to pitch to him and you're going to walk him and he's going to run on you, or Sal Stewart or Gino is going to knock him in, or he's going to knock him in. So, I mean, the lineup is really set perfectly for Ellie De La Cruz to have a breakout year. And I don't know, he might get a 30-30 guy. I mean, last time we had 30-30 was BP, that dude BP, who's going into the Reds Hall of Fame this year. So that'd be a perfect time to get another 30-30 guy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So what is your guys' actual predictions here? Last couple minutes here. How many wins do you think the Reds will actually get this year? And are they winning the division? We getting the wild card? What are we doing, Randy?
Boy, I tell you what, Jeff knows a lot more than I do, but I'm gonna go with 88 wins, and I'm gonna go with a nail biter down the stretch in September, and I am predicting a Central Division championship on a home run reminiscent of Jay Bruce's by none other than Sal Stewart.
Woo! Clinchmas all over. I was at that game. That game was
that was tremendous.
My son was 10 then 12. It was a while ago. It was fun. It was an absolute blast. He's 25. We still talk about that game. Go ahead, Jeff. What do you got?
Hard to dispute Randy on that one. That was a good prediction there.
I'm pretty detailed too, man. He had a walk off.
Yeah. I like it. I tell you, it's going to be dramatic. That month of September, that is a gauntlet. And they're going to need to at least be in the lead, if not be right there with whoever it is that they're fighting for in the top, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Cubs. But I think that it is going to require some very dramatic baseball there in September, and a clinchmas may be on the horizon for us. I'm with you, though. I think they've got it. I think they got the stuff to win the division this year. They're going to weather the storm while Green is out, and then when Hunter Green returns, they're going to go on a run. And it's going to be one of them things like not every year, 2025, 2023, we saw these big runs that happen whenever a key player got called up. And I think that's going to happen whenever Hunter Green comes off of the injured list. This team is just going to go crazy. It's going to build that lead. And then September, they're going to weather the storm of the schedule, because there's going to be like a 2-week period where they play the Dodgers 6 times. Like, come on. Who made this schedule? But
somebody who hates the Reds.
they're going to win the division. I think 88 sounds about right. I think that it's probably like 87, 88, and they've got a shot to win more than 90 if some other things go right for them. But I got them winning the division too.
There you go. And we got a superstar in the chat. We got Mon from the Bengals Pulse on there. He says, "Go Reds, go Bengals," and sorry, go WVU. Mon, get out. No, I'm kidding. We only talk about Bearcats here. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, like, to me, guys, I am at. All right. It depends for me. They gotta get off to a good start, and I don't mean like I would love a 1990 start where I think they won the first 6 in a row or 9 in a row or something like that. I would love that. That's my wish. But if they can get out and win the first 3 to 4 series, I'm all for it. That because we have the notoriously for the last even when Votto and them were playing, we would get off to slow starts. We cannot dig ourselves a hole this year because of this division. The Pirates are better. The Cubs are better. The Tweety Birds suck, which is fine. And the Brewers, well, they're the Brewers. It seems like they could get a bag of baseballs, and all of a sudden that guy knows how to pitch for some reason. So I'm never going to count them out. So this division is not going to be a cakewalk. But when we get off to a good start, I'm actually I'm at 80, 85 or 90 wins, to be honest, is where I'm at because of this bullpen and because exactly what you just said, Jeff, is when we get Hunter Green back, it's like trading for a Cy Young award-winning pitcher. And I know he hasn't won it, but Hunter Green is that good. Everybody keeps talking about all the guys from Pittsburgh and the guy from Milwaukee and all these guys, how great. We have one. His name's Hunter Green. We just got to get him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
He can do that. He can be that good. And when you get him, you throw that back into the mix here, and as long as everybody else is healthy, we can get rolling here. Like I said, that gauntlet, it's going to be a gauntlet there in September. But that's where you win game. Like, I know it's 162 games, but every single game counts. And these ones at the beginning of the season are so important because it matters at the end. Because you just can't throw games away. And there's been so many times last year where, so many games we just couldn't score enough runs to win the game. So many games in April and May that we should have won because we didn't score enough runs. We were there. And it wasn't like we got blown out. We'd lose 2-1 or 1-2 or whatever, So if we can turn around and flip those one-run games we lost last year or those shutout games we lost last year and flip them and win them this year, that's going to make a huge difference for this team. And I do believe they actually can do that. And with, like Randy said, with Tito effect, his second year, he knows this team. He's not going to let Ellie talk him into playing 162 games on one leg. It's gonna be like you need to take a break. You need to sit down. Matt, you're not hitting. You got to sit. You got to sit down and relax a little bit. I think Tito's going to be a little more of being able to rein them back a little bit. But that's what we have a team. And Sauer Stewart, I haven't seen him play that much, but he's a gamer. We have a ton of gamers on this team. TJ Friedel is one of them. All these guys are gamers. So when you have a bunch of gamers on your team who grind it out, dirtbag dudes, I mean, that's baseball, man. And we got a bunch of them on this team, and I cannot wait till freaking Thursday. It used to always be on Monday, but Thursday, I cannot wait till then. It's going to be an absolute blast starting Wednesday night at the Montgomery Inn Boathouse. Randy, tell everybody about it, where they can get tickets and stuff before I let you go.
Okay, Jeff, you were there last year. It's the best party of the year. It's opening day eve party benefiting the Reds Community Fund. Tickets are available at www.openingdayeve.com. Likely sold out sometime tomorrow morning, but there's a tremendous grand raffle prize. And like I said before, not many people buy these raffle tickets, and there's 4 opening day tickets. And then the first prize is unbelievable. Another game, a broadcast booth. I mean, if they go on the website and they look at the grand prize and the grand raffle, people will be blown away, much like the Reds schedule in September of 2026. Take a look at that. It'll make you sick to your stomach. I mean, Jeff mentioned the gauntlet. I'm like, hey, didn't they play any of these teams before?
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Come on. Who made this schedule?
Exactly. Now, if people don't have tickets to the event tomorrow night, they can still bid on some of the stuff. Is that correct? It's on the website, right?
No, all they can do is buy raffle tickets on the website. They can certainly make a donation on the website. Okay. It's down by where you buy tickets. There's a donation button for the Reds Community Fund. But if they come to the event, there's an unbelievable silent auction. I mean, we've got the Great 8 as our biggest silent auction item, signed by all Grade 8 guys. Very unique. It's not the traditional Grade 8 where they're all lined up and there's signatures down there. It's a unique one that we got this year. A lot of silent auction items donated. Just great people, and there's a bunch of high school and college logo. It's just a tremendous silent auction, but it's a great event. If you don't have a good time, if any of your viewers or listeners buy a ticket and they do not have a good time, they just contact me. I will gladly refund the money.
Hey, money back guarantee. Can't beat that. There you go.
There is something wrong with your sense of partying if you cannot have a good time at this party.
You have to prove you didn't have fun, though. You can't just say it.
Nobody's ever. I've said that for the last 13 years. Nobody's ever said they had a bad time at that party. And I think the proof is in the pudding, Jeff. We get about 80 to 90% returning guests. And that's why we don't really advertise a lot. I mean, we're going to sell, we're going to sell it out tomorrow. And I would say 80% of that crowd came last year, and the other 20% had conflicts.
There you go. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it. Randy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you letting me be a part of this whole thing. And I will see you tomorrow night, my man.
I can't wait, Jeff.
Go Reds.
Go Reds.
All right, Jeff Carr, do me a favor. Plug some stuff before we get on out of here.
Jeff, appreciate you, man. You can follow the podcast everywhere you get your podcasts, including on YouTube. And you can follow me on social media at Jeff Carr with 3 Fs. That's on the Twitter, the TikTok, the Instagram, all that stuff. And you can follow the show at Locked On Reds as well.
There you go. And Jeff, the Bearcats are back, baby.
I figured that was the hire they were going to make, so I was just kind of waiting on Utah State to get out of the tournament, but I'm excited.
That was mostly for Mon. Just watch out. All right, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. See ya. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Make sure you guys check out the website there. If you want to get some tickets, it's an awesome time. If you want to buy this shirt right here, like I said, I'm going to keep talking about it because it's my first shirt on Cincy Shirts. So they actually told me today they're going to put it on the website. So it's pretty cool here. Let me give you one more up close picture here. So baseball town Cincinnati, opening day 2026, Sports Strawberry Ice. My big ass giant cartoon head is there riding on a big steamboat going down the Ohio River. It's awesome. I love the shirt. So I hope you guys buy it. Like I said, I'm going to be giving away some of these tomorrow. Not tomorrow. You see tomorrow at Reds opening day because I'm doing a live broadcast. It'll be me. The new Nasty Boys podcast will be down there. Also, Seth Walsh, the Cincinnati City Council member, will be there as well. We'll be talking baseball, Reds, all things Cincinnati, enjoying the public party that is Reds opening day. I hope you guys come on down, hang out. Like I said, my show's starting at 11 a.m. sharp, 11 a.m. outside of Moorline, outside the Cincinnati Lager House. I'm going to be right outside where if you got the front door there, they got the booth and the outdoor bar. I'm right there. Then when I'm done, John and friends are going to be on the other side over by the beer garden over there. So come hang out. If you didn't make it to the parade, come down there. It's a great time. And come say hi. Shout out to our sponsors. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And Party Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. I don't know, you need your grass cut, you need a paver patio, you need anything. I mean, anything. Maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer. Maybe you want to buy some mulch, some gravel. Think Party Lawn and Landscaping. And, of course, Meyer Window Doors and more. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. Meyer Window Doors and more. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Cincinnati Lager House. Go on down there to the banks, get you some delicious Lager House beer, some delicious Lager House food, and of course, tell all my sponsors you heard about them from Sports with Strawberry Ice. As always, shout out to all my great sponsors, Pride of Lawn and Landscaping, T Properties, Cincinnati Lager House, and Meyer Window Doors and more. Thanks for watching. As always, I'm live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, Instagram. You can follow me on all those along with Threads and TikTok. And please check out my Substack. I do go on there and write some articles from time to time. So do me a favor, make sure you hit the likes on this show here, share it out, tell everybody about the show. I appreciate all the support because I can't do any of this stuff without you. Speaking of support, if you guys want to listen to the show, I'm going to put it on the podcast later on tonight. Check it out. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Do me a favor, listen to it, rate it, like it, review it, leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. The show tomorrow, I think it's going to be at 5:30. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a long show. So I'm going to start it, have some guests, and then we might be taking a break, and I'll have a graphic up there saying we'll be back soon. Stick around because I have to go find some more people and see who I got who's coming to be interviewed and all that stuff. So it's going to be a 3 or 4 hour show. It's an absolute freaking blast. I hope you guys hang out and at least keep it on your phone, check back in, whatever you do. And then Thursday, we're outside the Logger House for my third year in a row, doing the broadcast outside the Logger House. It's been an awesome time. I hope you guys come on down there. Remember one thing only. That's Who Day for life. And everybody throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.